Hey guys, I know my dog, he likes to stare. It's okay. So, update, hurricane's pretty much passed, but not really. He may say why, because you look up in the sky and you're like, wow, blue skies. Well, it's the wind. The wind still isn't done yet, and I know you're like, wow, the wind? Yeah, the wind. So, when it's a storm like it is now, I guess the rotation doesn't come all the way back around, right? So the rotation only goes partially. So far, I've only answered one call to a tree. It was a big tree in town, and luckily it fell. Actually, it did fall on the person's house, but it did not hurt anyone in the house, and it did not actually puncture the roof, so that's good. A couple of things though about that is, first of all, when it's still windy out like this, there's still always a chance for things to fall, branches to fall. So, but a couple of things about this. So, a gentleman wanted to. He got pictures of his place, and he has a newborn baby and wife, and he was very grateful. But a couple of things to remember is that when you take pictures of your house, so like for example, a tree falls into your house, right? And you're like, oh, okay, the tree fell in my house. Well, and you're like, well, I took pictures of it, but I don't want to touch the tree because, I don't want the insurance to think I moved anything. Well, you have to remember that you might need to do some emergency change in the tree to keep yourself safe, and you're just going to have to tell the insurance agency that. So, for example, you might need to move some branches or something out of the way. Keep in mind that the tree trunk, when the tree falls, the tree doesn't necessarily fall all the way down, okay? Sometimes it's angled like this. So remember, like, you know how you see a tree fall and it's not all the way down because the branches are keeping it up? Well, when that happens, see, look, you got some high level action still going on with lots of wind still. So, which you still have a tendency for things to happen. But, so when the branches, like if this branch can still be in the house, right? The branch breaks, it can still fall into the house. So you walk through your front door, for example, a tree falls on your front door. You're like, okay, well, it's not a big deal. You walk out your front door, though, branch breaks some more. The tree, the bulk of the trunk could roll into your house. So you always want to make sure, like, even though you get the pictures taken for the insurance, right? But you also want to make sure that you do cut anything away from your house. You don't want to mess with big trees if they're touching your house in any way. You want to stay away from that. You don't want to be around it. You don't want to be in the house because it's like an optical illusion. I was talking to a friend about this. When the tree falls against the house, it can be pushing against the house. It may not even seem like it's pushing against the house. The tree may look like it's fallen and it's on the ground, but it's actually can be still pushing extremely large. There could be thousands of pounds pushing against your house and you're not even knowing it. And since it's pushing from a side angle and not from a straight down angle, but from a side angle, it could collapse the house. I've been on tops of houses before where I'm cutting a tree down, okay? Where I'm cutting a tree down and the house is actually moving underneath me, and it's not a fun feeling. And I'm just glad that the people inside didn't die or anything like that. But here's the outside. If you remember what it was like earlier today. This is what it's like in the morning and then afterwards. But keep in mind, people, tree falls on your house, I strongly recommend not going inside. Usually trees have a tendency to be bigger, the trees that fall on your house, because they're older in hurricanes. They're older, they're heavier, so usually the heavier trees do have a tendency to fall. Even if, as I said, even if a tree of this, let's see, even this size, so even if a tree like this size falls on your house, this tree has a tendency to collapse even a bigger house. So if a tree even like this falls on your house, and even if it's just touching your house, I wouldn't recommend going inside your house. And you're like, well, why? Why? If it's just some of the branches, because see this? If the tree falls this way, right? Well, this side can be holding up this side of the trunk. Well, if part of your structure crumbles and that side goes into your house, this side of the trunk can roll and actually start crumbling the other side. So the weight, you're talking about tons, thousands of pounds here. You're not talking like little, you're talking like car weights here. Will roll and start pushing your structure further and further forward, and you don't want people in there when that happens. So the actual weight of the tree, even though the tree is down, it's not actually down. There's still weight up in the air, and it's being held up by limbs, and not all the limbs. Some of the limbs are actually being still held up in the air. So you're not really sure what's being held up, and even as a tree cutter, it's hard to tell what's being held up even when I'm cutting the tree sometimes, and people die. Even guys that are cutting trees, not me. I don't, obviously I'm not dead. But, so, again, a lot of times have friends or something or somebody or whatever you feel comfortable with. I mean, these things are disasters. And man, look at that blue sky. So, this is pushed on to Columbia right now. The wind is still pretty strong right now. It's a good 20-mile-an-hour gust still. Have friends come out, help you, or don't go in your house if a tree falls against your house. Trees are very heavy, oak trees, or tree, I don't think this is an oak tree, but whatever this is, it probably is some sort of an oak tree. But yeah, so again, guys, thankfully it didn't hit much. Thankfully those people were safe. At least they're still safe right now. Hopefully they heed the warning. These trees are no joke. I'm not going to post pictures of their tree because it's their private property, and I don't like posting stuff that's of other. I don't care posting my stuff, but until they're okay with it, even maybe I'll post some stuff of just the trees. But I'll post one of the trees that fell, and this happened about I think it was 2 miles from my house. But I did, so that was good. That it just happened here, but of course the coast got hit super hard by this. The poor people on the coast. The angle of the storm didn't seem to hit the city. This actually looks very nice, just like a normal storm here. So you guys have a good day, and it is about 84 degrees out and humid. But I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of tree work to do later on. So we're kind of on a knoll here, so it did hit a little bit. So there's my truck over there. Anyways, you guys have a good day. Talk to you later. Have a good one.